not ignoring me now, bitch.
Well, that's great, innit? So it's barely been a week and Jojo has dropped herself in way more drama. Her new song's still getting hammered. Her public relationship just got a lot more public. She's been crashing out over the TikTok ban and even been slammed by the press for her tone-deaf flexing whilst the LA fires were going on. Also known as Another Week with Jojo Siwa. Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm Jake Baz and once again we're covering the human equivalent of a dog turd that once you step in, you pick your soul up and lick it, Jojo Siwa. I didn't want to do a video on her too soon, but she just really doesn't help herself. There's so much to cover here, but it's best that we start off with the thing that we left off with on the last video, which is around her Choose Your Fighter music video that she dropped at the new year, because there's so much more coming out about this. So if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button and also subscribe if you're not, because I would love to have you back to cover more weirdos on the internet like this one. Also, if you notice the new setup, I've just moved into my new place. This is looking a bit bare. I've just got that horrible person stood there. Do tell me in the comments what I should fill this room up with, because I've got no clue. So I covered the Calamity of the Choose Your Fighter video that she did release a couple of days ago. This was marketed as a brand new song, which it ended up not being, obviously, because it had already been done by her on the Choose Your Fighter song, which was on the Guilty Pleasure EP that she released about 6 months ago. In the video, she's battling off all of her old exes that are all pretend exes, mind you. And I did say about this song, I said that I think that it's one of the better ones from her Guilty Pleasure EP, and I also don't understand why she's released it just now. She said that she had some troubles getting it released, but I mean, it's 6 months later, Jojo, come on. But people on the internet now are doing a lot of talking around this whole song, because she's released the music video, it's all ready to go out, and there is just one little problem, because as with the Karma song, something that I didn't cover in my last video, but I did know, is that she has actually just stolen the song from someone else, which kind of explains why I thought it was not great, but I also thought it was one of the best that she's done. It's because it's not hers. In the video and also the song, she tries to make a big thing about, oh, this is all of my experience of battling off these exes, such as here.
This song, I want you to listen for a very special ad-lib, because it is about one of my exes. And I will sure as hell point it out when that ad-lib comes, don't you worry. This next song is called Choose Your Fighter.
Speaking like a pure supervillain in that. And also, just note that she said the ad-lib. And the reason why she said this ad-lib specifically about my ex is because she can't say it about the song because it is literally nicked from someone else. Which would be very unlike Jojo to profit off of other people's upcomings and talents, wouldn't it? Oh no, obviously, that's happened so many times already. And that is because a creator on TikTok who is Emmeline Is Me has actually posted this song saying, "What did I create?" Where she's there in the living room dancing to this song which sounds extremely similar, even down to the beat. And the reason why is because, yeah, Jojo's just taken it off of her and claimed it as her own. Jojo initially did say that she does write her own songs and she sees herself as a songwriter, and then quickly sort of backtracked to be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just performing, I'm the one performing. Well, what's the point of you actually doing music then if you're just a performer? Then you should stick to dancing, shouldn't you? Stick to your gimmick, Jojo. This is then also backed up by Emmeline saying it here in this comment around it. Hi 2024 fans, I'm going to make a story time soon. I actually didn't sign it off in the coming out with Jojo, not her fault. If my version gets love, I can still put it out after hers. Thanks for the support. Insinuate that not only was this song taken and totally just nicked and re-performed by Jojo, but also that actually, well, there's a little bit more there, isn't there? Because the actual creator of the song didn't sign it off, so there must be some like label troubles. The music industry, as we know, with the certain Diddy stuff, is not a very good place to be. But also, I don't understand how it could be not Jojo's fault in some sense from her actually, you know, getting the song, knowing where it's from, and then doing it. I don't know, why wouldn't Jojo know that maybe this person doesn't want you to perform it? Could be a bit of glaze in there, could also just be a load of troubles around it, but it's weird. It's worth noting as well that this Emmeline is actually a massive person in herself with, as you can see, 620k subscribers, nearly nearly 270 videos and getting quite a few views as well on her music. So she's a musician in her own right. Because obviously with this sort of circle that goes on, a lot of people are like, well, you're just jealous of Jojo. That's why. You're jealous that she's nicked your song and she's getting more attention from it and not you. And it turns out that's probably not the case because in her own right, she's doing her own music. She is enjoying herself. She's exploring herself. She doesn't need Jojo to come in and take the spotlight from her. And also this Emmeline actually now is getting ready to release her actual version of the song that she created, because obviously with this coming out, Jojo would not want the first person to do it, the actual creator. She wants all the shine, she wants all the spotlight, she wants all the attention on her. So obviously she's going to make sure that Emmeline has pushed it back so that no one else could see this version. And also I find that quite cheeky. Clearly she does enjoy the song and she wants to release her own version, but Jojo just gonna nick it and run. Maybe if you do somewhat enjoy this song, maybe go look at the actual creator when they release it. This is then made even more confusing, I would say, with this here, where Jojo at the time responding to these comments said that I don't write my songs, I sing them. I have an incredible team of songwriters that write songs and pitch them to me to see if I want to make the song mine. An incredible team of songwriters. So the Emmeline who wasn't on your team and has taken this song, has had this song taken from her. Like, what? I think you might have to look up the definition of a songwriter, Jojo, because that's not what one is. They don't just go and steal songs. It's kind of like when you buy clothes. You don't make it, but it's yours after you buy it. Yeah, well, what's with all this marketing that you were doing before, Jojo, where you were saying how you have become a songwriter and this is the brilliant lyrics that you're creating, which are generic pop. Which when you say that and then also say they also always get their credit, of course, their check, it's not really true, is it? But they don't really get all the credit, do they? They might get some money, that's for sure. They're not going to get as much money as you by you performing it because you're amazing. But the credit really doesn't go, especially when you're acting at the time like you were this songwriter and you were doing this amazing thing. And then saying, I like to work with different songwriters to sing their lyrics, adds a feeling to it and ultimately brings the song to life. Is that what we call taking someone's song that you have seen on TikTok? Is that what we call it now in 2025? I just find the situation quite tapped. To me, it's obvious that it's been taken in a bit of a weird way, especially with how Emmeline said that she didn't want it taken, but it wasn't Jojo's fault. It must have been the labels. Sort of just a bit of a weird one, innit? But then also, before we get to the TikTok ban stuff that was going on, which really did send her over the edge, as well as the LA fires stuff that happened a couple of weeks ago, I think it's important that we do have a look now at some of the new girlfriend stuff. Because if you didn't know, I talked about in my last video, she had alluded that she had a new girlfriend with Kathleen Ebbs, and this has been fully confirmed by her now. This is, mind you, about 6 weeks after she's broken up with her previous ex, so she's moving on quite quickly. I respect that. Why play about in the dating pool when you can get anyone you want? But then when she also said that she was ready to start this new family with Dakayla Wilson, it's a bit odd to be moving on so quickly, isn't it, don't you think? But with the modicum of grace that Jojo Siwa does have, I will say that she has brought up some absolutely brilliant cringe that we can all look and laugh at. Because of all ways to talk about a relationship that you are finally in, this is the girlfriend reveal video, which perfectly sums up the type of person Jojo Siwa is.
Anything you'd like to say to that?
Have fun ignoring me now, This. I'm not joking. For proof, in my recently opened Snapchat, TikTok. Babe, like, it's still not gonna work for you.
Hey, someone sounds a little bit upset, don't they? I'll cover the TikTok ban stuff later because clearly she knows about it now. She knows that it was a very evident thing and it must have upset her just a little bit for her to be acting like that. I think what Jojo does when she gets into these sort of scenarios is she really does try to play it off as like, ha, funny joke, when actually inside she's rotting. Or at least that's the best way that I can really describe how she is at this time. But it's safe to say the 12-hour ban really worked out, didn't it? It really did work out. And also, Jojo seems to have missed everyone.
Oh my god, imagine if they did this for April Fools. That's so good. I'm gonna make reels. I'm gonna make TikTok. You watch me cook. No. I'm gonna have like phantom scroll syndrome.
So a girlfriend reveal video just ends up really just being an entire a minute long, which I'm definitely not showing you, of her just, I don't know, just pretending to be funny. Good job, them acting lessons have really come in handy for you, Jojo, because it looks brilliant. I am intrigued. It's definitely in the honeymoon stage, because on Instagram as well, she's uploading quite a few photos of them looking cutesy together, getting everything sorted together, and my only question is, how long until these get taken down? Sorry, I shouldn't be so pessimistic. I just think that every single relationship that Jojo Siwa gets into, she rushes into, and then it goes wrong. I'm no, professional on this sort of relationship advice. Don't look at me for this. It's just been the typical thing with her previous stuff. I can just hope for her sake, and also Kathleen Ebb's sake, that this is more than just a fling. Because Jojo goes out, she says that she has learned a lot about having Dakayla Wilson in the public eye because it didn't end up going well, and that she's going to learn and get better from that. And then she goes and puts her next girlfriend within 6 weeks back on everything on social media. It's not a good look, is it? Also, what I can presume is that people are joking about her actually releasing a new song when it wasn't, with the Choose Your Fighter music video. She's released this, another bit of cringe for you to just want to poke your eyes out with.
I am a good girl that did some bad things. I swear I did it all for fun and it meant nothing. It really happened. It's not a secret. Like when, I didn't write it.
Sorry for the grimaces. I just really lose my patience with her. She's so cringe. It's like she sees a joke online, and instead of interpreting it in a normal way and actually, playing into the joke, she will do some sort of sarcastic off bit, which is all about her. The punchline of the joke is that she's taking the mick out of herself, but the self-deprecation is just loose because it doesn't sound like a joke. Haha, I didn't release an original song, so I'm going to be releasing a new song now, and it's just karma, just taking the piss out of, I'm just re-releasing again. And believe me, I don't want to see a re-release, Jojo. Please do not do that. But it just comes across as sad to me. It does. It's like she's really clawing for attention. And with 1.4 million views and only 20k likes, you could really see why she is. But by far the funniest thing that I did see from her breakup was actually to do with the recent election of the President Donald Trump. Because, God, you never thought that these two would have a crossover, would you? Because, as you know, not to get into politics, Trump is a pretty horrible person, yet alone a president. And so a lot of people, especially with Jojo Siwa, with the LGBT side of her, really do dislike this person. But there's been this big running rumour that Jojo Siwa actually is a supporter of Trump, and I presume it's so she can save some money on taxes because she's part of the 0.1%. And it became that big a thing that actually the Aussie girlfriend, Kath, had to come out and she had to say whether or not Jojo Siwa was a Trump supporter. Which I'm sure, to be fair, Jojo could very easily say herself, but she's not very intellectual. I can't imagine she's even taken a little, drab at politics, considering how well her life's going. We don't care about anyone else. We don't care about the normal people that have to deal with this sort of stuff in politics. It's all about me. So Jojo's girlfriend posted this around putting together soon, release a project of mine. Can you have a relationship with someone with opposing political views? And it was a question and answer box, which kind of is a tiny bit of an insinuation that you are currently doing that exact same thing with someone, which, I couldn't personally do that myself. I don't think that's a good idea. It is legitimately two opposite ends of the spectrum to me. But this only fueled fire to it, where she actually had to go to the Daily Mail and she had to say once again, without actually saying yes or no, this. P.S. I would never date someone whose values don't align with mine. Within the comments are having to respond to someone saying, aren't you dating a Trump supporter? With wouldn't even be friends with one. So she's dispelled the rumours. And as I said, I think that Jojo might not be, smart enough to understand any sort of nuance within politics or the whole conversation in general. She's actually come out at the time, a couple of months ago, and, proven my point. Because the article says the singer confessed she didn't feel well versed enough in the subject to have an opinion. Which I'm sure as well, once again, not to get into politics, but if you take one sort of Google search of the sort of Donald Trump stuff that he has done with, for example, SA, I think you'd come to a conclusion of who might be the better candidate. But alas, it's all done now. I just find it hilarious that she's had to actually publicly come out and confirm that no, she's not supporting Trump, because otherwise she'd probably be even more deplatformed than what she already is. But then again, she never said whether she did or not. She never said that. Kathleen Ebbs also uploaded another video saying about how your girlfriend is just amazing, and it's just her doing a load of absolutely cringe things in public and also in private, as you can see. I don't know how this makes anyone more attractive. That might be up to interpretation, but it's not really tickling my fancy personally. She's just the cringe that keeps on cringing. That's all she is to me. Reminds me of that old Facebook meme of she thinks she's so different or so silly. Like, it isn't. Like, you're just doing stupid stuff. It doesn't really add to you being a funny person. It's the exact same thing as saying, just shouting, being loud is funny. What happened to jokes that make sense, Jojo? I don't know where you got them from. Jojo, as well, to the world and in front of everything before the TikTok ban, actually does accept that she wasn't drinking on stage.
I'm done. I've faked being a bad girl for so long. I can't do it anymore. I decided I'm done being a bad girl. Gotta get back to that girl. I really do. I really gotta take my own advice.
No, you don't have to take your own advice. If you want to get back to that girl, you need to get rid of the plus 18 stuff and start doing Boomerang again. Boomerang 2. Who's excited? Get up in your chairs. Let's do it. I'm losing my mind.
Sometimes all it takes is for your house to be 1,000 feet within one of the most destructive wildfires to have a come to Jesus moment.
Totally.
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Once again, we'll cover the wildfire stuff in a second, but it's not really about you, Jojo, this entire situation. Obviously, it's a tragedy, and it's sad that you have to evacuate. But for you to be posting this silly thing on TikTok, well, woe is me, whilst this is actually happening and people's homes are getting actually destroyed. I don't know what you're playing at.
Yeah.
What?
I don't actually like alcohol.
You don't drink.
My Tito's is water and my Fireball is apple juice and Diet Coke to make it a color match.
Well, I mean, we knew it, didn't we? We knew that on stage she wasn't actually drinking. When she had the fireballs, she was definitely not drinking. But for her to now admit that she actually does have fake drink in her stuff when she goes on stage and does it, well, that even asks more questions, because why weren't you drinking it in the first place? Like, the actual reason that this stuff came out and it became a bit of a big thing was because you were drinking on stage, but you were clearly pretending to drink on stage. So if that's the case, why do you actually, do it? Why do you pretend to drink? Just drink it if it's just juice. Unless this was the certain PR stance so that then she could look at me whilst I'm talking about how stupid this is and just laugh thinking she's played me. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, Jojo. I'll hold my hand up and I will apologise. And this leads me on to the TikTok ban, because Jojo was crashing out at the TikTok ban, like she was just crashing out there. Because the TikTok ban isn't just about everyone. It's mainly about Jojo Siwa, because she has been cancelled. She's been taken away from everyone. She's been getting a lot less views and likes because people are doing the thing where they watch and they don't do anything about it. No likes, no comments, nothing. Leading to Jojo to start to get to this attention that she really, really craves. And just before the TikTok ban, the 12-hour ban that never happened, that did happen, ended up coming in the US, she posted this.
Okay, I need y'all to cast a vote. Should the last thing I post on TikTok be a karma dance, or should the last thing I post on TikTok be me singing Traitor one more time? Let me know.
For me, the cringiest bit is like, how is that funny? That's not funny at all. Like, what? Am I missing a trick here? Am I just missing a part of the law which makes that funny? I don't get it. I think you should have posted neither. I think you should have posted this, because if this was your last TikTok as well, which it turned out you didn't actually post a dance, I wouldn't know what to do. It would really have ruined my life. This video is obviously like an intentional trying to get engagement, which I can kind of respect with how everything has been going for her. But also, like, what? Come on. There's no point. This is boring. But it's nice to see that even in the dying embers of her last seconds on TikTok, she was worrying about trying to get engagement. She always has prescribed since this new rebrand the idea that any sort of notoriety, any sort of fame or attention is good attention and not bad, and it can never be bad. And I totally go against that idea because I think that if you paint yourself in a bad light on the internet, you will forever be painted in a bad light in some way, shape, or form on the internet. She's gone through this rebrand, she's made herself something that her PR team have told her to be, and I don't think it looks good at all. And a lot of people don't think the majority of people don't think it looks good at all. So for her to keep going down this path of just trying to engage with Farm and make herself look more silly and stupid, in essence, proving that she is a cringe person and she needs to stop doing this stuff. It's not really smart. It's not really what the PR team want, I presume. I would hope so, at least. And also, it's only going one way, and that's down the drain. She also, in a $4 million LA mansion that she's soon to sell, did post this about the TikTok ban as well, acting like, oh, there's one secret that we all need to know. Could it be the secret that she is indeed jarring?
Since we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
Also, doing that thing with Tequila Wilson saying that you're going to call your kids Eddie, Freddie, and Teddy turned out to not be true. Oh, what a shame. Maybe the least surprising thing that I've heard this year, because obviously you're not going to call them that. And then also, that means that you're going to have 3 boys. Are you really built for 3 boys, Jojo Siwa? I don't think you're built for 1 child, let alone 3 full lads. An insane confession, one that nobody could ever see coming, considering the entirety of this stuff following up to it. She was just rage baiting. It really does baffle the mind as to how she actually got in this place. And then also with a roundup that she was doing on her TikTok about her past that she has gone through on the social media app, she posted this video, and it really did confuse me because once again, she's bringing the skeletons out of the closet for no apparent reason at all. So she's doing this recap, and then out of everything, James Charles shows up there, as you saw. And the addition of James Charles once again into another recap of everything really does scratch the mind, considering the type of person that James Charles is. She's done the same in the past as well, where she's defended Abby Lee Miller, and in this instance with this video, she also posted it a couple of months ago, which I did cover in a previous video on JoJo, with her doing a makeup transformation with James Charles as like a throwback. And now this is James Charles around her when I presume she was 17, and I don't know if you want to believe the multiple allegations and rumours around James Charles, but I would go as far as to say that having someone that has consistently been around 17-year-olds in a sexual manner is not really someone who you really want to be flagging all around your TikTok and bring it up again and again and again. But this guy has had multiple instances now of him talking to people who are underage in that kind of manner. Some of them he's literally admitted to, some of them he's obfuscated the truth, and then other times he's just flat out denied or ignored it. But when there's such a surmountable evidence around someone, you kind of think they're a bad person, so why would you bring him up again and again and again? Why would you want to be friends with someone like this, Jojo? Why would you actively seek out and keep reusing this stuff of these people that are terrible? The same with Abby Lee Miller when you defended her. Why are you doing this? But it's great to see that you're still friends with James Charles. I'm sure he's having a good life, innit? Some would describe that as tone deaf, and there has been yet another instance of tone deafness which has been claimed around her fans because of what she was doing around the LA fires. So if you don't know about the LA fires, there was a massive windstorm which swept fires all across LA. There's been billions of dollars of damages, thousands of homes destroyed. It is a terrible and horrible situation to have to see. And Jojo Siwa lives in Los Angeles, so she had to pack up for this stuff. Because obviously you don't want to be in your house when this it happens. And Jojo, in her magical wisdom, decided to post something on Instagram, which the video is actually deleted apart from a couple of screenshots that have been managed to be found, where she is showing off the stuff that she is taking as she is evacuating her house. With her showing off the essentials that she is taking, such as the the bib, yeah, that bib from the construction worker on one of her music videos. A very important and notable thing that is essential for everyone that is, evacuating because the fires are about to devour their homes. Great to see you packing light, Jojo. Also with the essentials again, showing off yet another one, which she has managed to bring out of the fires in case something happened with the Karma outfit. And with me, the thing that gets me from these as well is the fact that she's smiling. Like her house is about to be devoured and she's flexing on the gram whilst also smiling about her bejazzled costumes that she has for these music videos, which clearly mean a lot to her. In this vid, obviously showing the essentials, and for some reason it's deleted. Why could it possibly have been deleted so quickly off the Instagram? Well, it's quite obvious, isn't it? People's homes are being burned to the ground, and she's there showing her essentials that she's taking, like she's packing for an holiday. And not only that she's packing for a holiday, she's packing for a holiday by bringing a load of expensive items with her, which to me, I'd kind of think, obviously I'm going to bring my expensive stuff if there's fires coming to my home. But also, it's the fact it's being posted on social media. It almost seems like a flex, doesn't it? This had people saying things like she is tone deaf. And then also, like, what about all the people that are losing their homes, family, pets, and belongings? What about wildlife? Why post this? And I think the crux of the point there is that there are much more important things at hand, and she is kind of just taking the mick with it. Especially when her and her girlfriend in this video are also laughing about it. They're enjoying the moment. It almost seems like they're taking the piss a little bit, and it is coming across as quite insensitive. Personally, for me, I do find it quite embarrassing, this situation, and it's very right that it did get deleted. I just think it's terrible optics from Jojo, and she wants to try and make a laugh and a joke out of everything, even though she's not funny and she doesn't really make people laugh, does she? But she tries, and by doing that, it really does just not come across great. She never actually responded to any of the bad stuff around this because it was on Instagram. She deleted it, it was gone. I presume she just thought this is just a little blip that can run over, even though a lot of people did get angry at her around it. And really, there was nothing there. But a couple of days later, she did post something on her TikTok, which to me does seem like she's trying to get back in the apology sort of sense, in a way. Like how some influencers, when they get caught in troubles, like for example KSI, when he said the P word on a stream, he then came out and went to a mosque in Bradford to talk about Islam and learn around that. I think Jojo's done it this way as well. As she shared a video of her in a Cybertruck giving out loads of supplies and stuff with the donations stuff here, then going out to talk around the situation that is currently going on, and then saying LA needs today, and if you're still there and safe, go out and help, please do, because it truly makes a huge difference in people's lives. Going out and helping the people, and obviously I do think this is a very good thing. I think it's a very needed thing, and Jojo, to give her props in multiple instances in the past, she has been out doing this sort of charity events, these sort of donation stuff, and she does do that well. I will give her that. But this is also 4 days after she had that controversy where people were saying that she's really insensitive about the situation, and now she's actually going to help out. My thoughts would be, maybe she wouldn't have done that if she didn't get in trouble, but I don't think that is something that's worth even really talking about. She's only done good here, and she was just a bit stupid before. And her helping out is a very good thing for everything that is going on now, and I can only sympathize with the people in Los Angeles that are struggling with this stuff now. Jojo did do something terrible though. She's actually released merch once again. And it not only exemplifies her with her aim to try and rage bait around every situation, but also to go deeper into it. Because look at this t-shirt, man. Look at it, the Prime Minister of Gay Pop. As you've seen, she announced herself to be the CEO of Gay Pop quite a while ago, and now she's changed to the Prime Minister because, I don't know, she's now changed from a business to actually a politician. Despite her saying earlier that she knows nothing about politics and she is too stupid to understand either side, I will give her that. She is the Prime Minister. But it's just horrible, isn't it? It's just terrible. It looks grim, and it's on the back of the t-shirt. Could you imagine wearing this outside? Do you know what type of looks you get for wearing that? I feel like this is just more of a PR thing for people to comment on rather than anything else, because how can you even wear this in public and be seen? Just be seen. She's also got it's called gay pop and Jojo Siwa invented it. Which, I mean, if she wants to try and reinvent the wheel, she can go ahead and do that, but no one's going to take her seriously. No one's going to believe her. And she's even got the dream gets on my back, yes. All just terrible, aren't they? They're all horrible. This was promoted here on a TikTok when it came back up, showing the new designs, calm as a boomerang. And they're all just generally horrible. $45 for a t-shirt as well, mind you. $45. Like, for example, what I've got on now is something called Napa Nuri, and this is a designer brand, and you can get a t-shirt for about 30 quid from them. So for an extra £7-8 plus delivery, you can get some Jojo Siwa branded merch, where you even get to have her as a child on it. That's great. Look at how much she's changed. It's a boomerang. Well, surely if it's a boomerang, is karma going to come back in your face? And is it going to end up turning you back into the child form of yourself? I just find it hilarious. I just think this is shite, all of it. And obviously, none of it's like recyclable. None of it's really sustainable in that sort of sense. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing at all with certain creators doing it. But also with Jojo Siwa and the amount of money that she has, surely she can look into some more sustainable options rather than just 100% cotton. And isn't it also something a little bit hilarious that she is now profiting not only once but twice off of someone else's lyrics, because Karma was a stolen music song. It was taken from someone else, and now she's got it on shorts as if she's actually sang it. This is her iconic lines that she's done. Oh wait, no, they're not iconic lines that she's done. It's literally just Jojo Siwa taking a song from someone else. That really does perfectly encapsulate Jojo Siwa, doesn't it? She is just a morph of everything that she wants to be and becomes nothing. But also this Prime Minister of Gay Pop thing that she keeps posting on this stuff, it keeps coming as well. There's multiple instances of her saying that, such as on all of her social medias, which she has now taken down her Choose Your Fighter video to put that in there. So this is going to be a new gimmick that she's got coming. Maybe it's just an intentional thing with the new release of her merch. I'm sure nobody is going to buy it, right? Please don't buy it. Even for a meme, please don't buy it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to suffer. And I've enjoyed my fair share of Jojo Siwa, and that is not going to happen. It also seems with her cancellation, there's not really anything going on as well with it. She's had a return since she's come back from the TikTok ban of her getting quite a lot of likes now on her social media posts again. So it seems like the silencing hasn't really worked past this. I'm not sure why. Maybe the algorithms resorted themselves, rejigged a little bit, but it doesn't make sense to me. But what does make sense is that Jojo Siwa is a loser. From here, the tracks are just going to keep turning for Jojo. She's going to keep on doing worse and worse stuff. And we're all here for it, I guess, aren't we? I mean, I guess we don't have a choice, but we're going to be here. We're going to be watching it. And of course, I'm going to inform you. So if you want to stay connected with that, please do hit the subscribe button. And please like the video if you enjoyed. It helps me out a lot. And I would love to see you back on the channel. But for now, I've been Jake Baz, and I will see you later. Take care.